on the playing field instead of 2 hours before the television or playing with the thing. Your children must spend 2 hours on. So prevention of metabolic syndrome, prevention of disease starts at the age of 10. So you must encourage playgrounds, you must encourage playing, and you show your example to your children that I am doing exercise for 45 minutes. And those of you who believe in yoga, Surya Namaskar is the best combination of yoga and dynamic exercise. Doesn't cost anything. You don't have to go to gym. And therefore my ultimate message is that vascular disease and pro-inflammatory things, many dietary substances, a very interesting study. I isolated osmotin from Kerala. Kerala is very common, and I showed that osmotin acts like adiponectin, and giving osmotin to rats, we can prevent atherosclerosis. And therefore my message to you is that if you have a lifestyle modification, you increase more adiponectin and you suppress TNF-alpha and interleukin-6. And ultimate measure is chemo prevention of cancer. Remember that cancer is a multi-step thing. There are 6 different steps of cancer, and each step can be prevented by dietary phytochemicals. All of you are familiar with all of these. So by using dietary phytochemicals, you can prevent all the steps of cancer given here. Step number 1, step number 2, all of these details you can see later on. So what is the message? Lifestyle modification and enough nutrients in your diet will prevent cancer, and prevention of cancer is obviously by far the most important strategy, whether it is breast or colon or thing. What is important is exercise. There was a study of 30 cancer breast patients on chemotherapy, lived for so many years. Another 30 cancer patients of breast with chemotherapy and exercise lived 5 years longer. So exercise is not only beneficial for metabolic syndrome, but exercise is necessary for cancer patients. Simple message. And therefore, a bicycle in your home would be a symbol. I have no shares in the manufacturer of bicycle maker, but I'm telling you, I won't make you awkward by asking you how many of you do exercise. But if you go and measure your abdominal girth more than 90 is a metabolic syndrome. And therefore, if your abdominal girth is more than 90, your lifestyle modification should start tomorrow. This is my message. So when you go for dinner, instead of going to the ice cream, go for this. But ignore me if I am going to the ice cream. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lele. He has given wonderful messages, and he has kept up as his reputation is regarding new ideas which come in the brain. I sometimes very much wonder how his brain functions. Every lecture he gives some original ideas of his own, research work of his own. I am a great admirer of his for at this age being so active, and original thinking which he has, this lecture has provided to us. And as he said, exercise is must. Without exercise, we probably would not survive better. Thank you, Dr. Lele.
I request Dr. Subedar sir and Dr. Rathod sir to felicitate Dr. Lele sir with memento and floral bouquet. I request Dr. Karya sir to felicitate Dr. Subedar sir and Dr. Rathod sir. Dr. Karya sir.
सर नाही म्हणत होते लोकांना म्हणजे पीपल माइट हॅव मिस द
गडबड होऊन जाते. सॉरी देअर. ओके. बाय
डॉक्टर कार्य.
अच्छा ते तुमचं आहे. अच्छा
चेअरमन माझा मोमेंट मिळाला ना.
Our next lecture is on what else allopathic medicine. For that, I would like to request Dr. Chodia sir and Dr. Badodekar sir to come on dais.
हेलो गुड इवनिंग एवरीबडी। मौसम बदल गया है, बरसात का मौसम आ गया है। अभी तक तो हम सब जितना भी साइंटिफिक सेशन था बड़े प्यार से एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं। ईश्वर से यही कृपा है हमारी शाम भी बड़े प्यार से गुजरे इस बरसाती मौसम में। विदाउट टेकिंग यूर मच टाइम आई विल रिक्वेस्ट आवर गेस्ट स्पीकर डॉक्टर KB Rajashekar, HB Rajashekar, for his talk. I think this is first time I'm listening or reading this topic. What is else allopathic medicine? So I will request Dr. Rajashekar to proceed. Thank you.
Good evening to all of you. My respected teachers, Professor Lele, Professor Subedar, my esteemed colleague, Dr. Khalilullah, my distinguished doctor friends of Vidarbha Association of Physicians. At the outset, I must thank Dr. Subedar for having invited me to be in this part of Maharashtra. 1.5 months back, he just phoned me and said, "You are coming to Vidarbha." Said, "Why? You are going to talk or witness a CME program of physicians?" I said, "Yes, sir." So I'm here today. The audience in the front must be wondering, what has happened to this doctor who has been trained in modern medicine 45 years before, and today he talks what ails allopathic medicine. When I say what ails allopathic medicine, I just want to share with you what are the limitations of the so-called modern medicine. I'm happy that Professor Lele shared with you just now how to alter the course of illnesses and promote a positive health by very basic things which is just now shared to you. I studied in Nagpur Medical College in 1960s, finished my MD in 1965. I came from South India, but I never felt that I am out of Maharashtra. My study and my clinical medicine was well trained to me by Dr. Subedar and Dr. Markand. Dr. Lele was my guide for my thesis. Even though I am from Karnataka, I never felt I am out of Maharashtra state. We had such dedicated teachers in Nagpur Medical College. There was a divinity in their teaching. It's unfortunate that we don't find such teachers today in many medical colleges. I learned the clinical medicine in Nagpur Medical College from Dr. Markand and Dr. Subedar, and I continued to teach in Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College, Belgaum, which is the border town of Karnataka and Maharashtra, and continued the legacy of clinical medicine even today. After practicing medicine for 45 years, I'm disillusioned about the limitations of modern medicine or allopathic medicine. If I'm not impertinent, I would like to ask the audience who are practicing physicians, how many of you remember to have cured diabetes mellitus? How many of you remember to have cured hypertension, ischemic heart disease, strokes, cancers, irritable bowel syndrome, acid peptic disease, rheumatoid arthritis? Any answer? How many times you have done that? It's possibly rare. It's possible that Dr. Khalilullah was just now sharing with you denervation of an artery or a nerve in a renal artery of hypertension or probably renal artery stenosis and so on and so forth. Commonly occurring hypertension, diabetes mellitus, all of us continue to give medicines throughout their life. We give medicine, but you don't cure them. That is where the difficulty comes in the modern medicine. Do you know the cause for atherosclerosis? I was told in 1960s by my teachers in Nagpur Medical College, there are 9 risk factors for atherosclerosis. 3 are non-modifiable, 6 are modifiable. And that concept and philosophy continues even today. We don't know even today about atherosclerosis. The concept of allopathy is based on a philosophy, reductionist biomedical model. We are told during our college days that man is a machine, a complex matrix of bone, blood, muscles and nerves. This third machine can be investigated by biochemistry, EEG, ECG, CT, MRI and so on and so forth. We can correct this mistake by giving drugs or by doing some surgery. But modern medicine never told us, any of my teachers never spent even 1 hour on the concept of this machine, man also has mind, thought, emotions, fear, anxiety, guilt, because modern medicine philosophy is biomedical model. They never talk of mind component. Isn't it very simplistic and superficial if they say is a machine and not having mind? Allopathy never understood what is mind or soul and did not teach or practice the role of mind. 45 years I have been teaching medicine in medical college. Not even one day I have spent an hour on the role of soul and mind in causation of disease or promoting positive health, because we never learned it in medical schools. No teacher of medical college ever talked of soul, mind and body. Not even 1 hour is taken on lecture on a role of mind and body. Because we are not competent, we didn't know what it is. I'm surprised even today, no textbook of medicine writes anything on soul, mind and body. Nothing about what happens in the allopathic medicine always stressed on symptoms and signs. So-and-so comes with this combination, this investigation you do, this is the diagnosis. Somebody comes for lower limb edema, jaundice, ascites, spider nevi, splenomegaly, engorgement of the veins, so it is cirrhosis of liver. And this patient has that alcoholic history, so alcoholic cirrhosis of liver. What treatment you do? You go on symptomatic. Do you cure it? You don't cure it. Someone comes with chronic smoker with exertional dyspnea, cough, emphysema signs he has got, you say chronic carpopulmonale. So we stress upon symptoms and signs once the disease occurs in an individual. We never say you should have prevented it at the 10 years back when you started smoking or drinking alcohol. So our concept is disease-oriented and never health-oriented. I'm surprised, I interacted many teachers from many medical colleges. No teacher ever talks of health as a concept in medical college. We always talked of disease, hospitalization, investigation, curative treatment, all tertiary care hospital. We have learned science of medicine and not science of health. Probably in social preventive medicine department, a professor may talk for 1 or 2 hours on health for all by 2080, but never continue to share this information to students. We always recognize disease, treated this without understanding the person. It is much more important to know what person has disease instead of what disease the person has got. There was never a holistic approach to the patient. We never understood the social, economic, psychological impact of individual on health or disease. This in sharp contrast to other systems of medicine our colleagues are learning in Ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy and so on and so forth. They always learned holistically and approached the person and treated the individual. It's unfortunate that doctors are made to believe today by multinational pharmaceutical companies that our health is in jeopardy today because of large number of microbes and superbugs, and we cannot survive without using antibiotics. They even conduct CME programs, host dinners, sponsors foreign trips, to promote their particular drug. And every day, as you all know, new molecules come and they pester you to prescribe this particular molecule. Multinational biomedical companies come with new equipment. So today you got 64 CT, tomorrow you get 128 CT. So they go on pestering on new methods of investigation and new equipment. Many medical professionals and policymakers in India still carry that residues of colonial modernization vision, which for political and economic reasons suppress indigenous ancient knowledge. We feel more comfortable in the monocultural, globally dominant Western cultural intellectual domain. We always feel West is best. We all have forgotten about ancient wisdom. Fortunately, this view is changing even in the Western countries. 40 to 45% of patients in US, Australia, Europe countries are using indigenous medicines, local medicines for their particular illnesses. I'm sure you all agree with me, it's becoming increasingly evident that no single system of healthcare has the capacity to answer all the society's needs. India has a comparative advantage and can be a world leader in the area of complementary and alternative medicine. Many countries have started this department. CAM is called Component Alternative Medicine, and they're studying the effect of local medicines, herbal medicine, indigenous medicine, so on and so forth. World Health Organization defined health as physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being, and not just absence or infirmity or a disease. I wonder, in spite of this definition, how is that many of my colleagues, as teachers, never understood that spiritual component of health all along. We always thought of physical and mental part, but never spiritual component. And yet, any attempt to link spirituality with medicine, the first reaction of the profession is that those are philosophical issues outside the domain of medicine. It was mere ignorance. I'm sure many of you are religious and spiritual in the audience, but you try to keep this away from profession. But a time has come to blend spirituality and health. There is a need for all of us to understand the necessity of knowing spirituality and religion, concept of soul and mind, acquire knowledge called jnana, as there is a close relation between mind, endocrine system, immune system, autonomic nervous system. The so-called flight or fight reaction of expression was an expression of endocrine functions. Mind, thought, emotions, ego, hostility, hatred, peace, love, detachment, bereavement, influences autonomic system, which is all studied. Lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, ischemic heart disease, cancer, stroke, and so on and so forth, which I call them as civilized diseases. As we are more civilized, we are more prone to develop these diseases. If allopathic medicine were to find a cure for all these diseases, why do we get so many cases now? There is a 7 to 8% ischemic heart disease, 10 to 12% diabetic people. There are 20 to 12 crores of diabetes in India today. In spite of this modern medicine, incidence is increasing. Do you cure this disease? We prescribe medicine, but you don't cure them because you don't know the cause for that. But we can do, as you go on giving medicine, we can also do angioplasty we do, CABG we do. Is it a cure for ischemic heart disease? They are only palliative treatments. I must share with you, I'm sure all of you know about this. All the diseases are related to our behavior, our lifestyles. We have created all of them by the way we think, the way we act, the way we eat, drink, smoke, behave. It's all on the borrowed Western culture. They are truly psycho-neurosomatic in nature. They are reflections of our body consciousness, where we have that kama, krodha, moha, lobha, mada, matsara. They're all, body consciousness. We talk of that, we behave like that, and continue to cultivate ego, hatred, and so on and so forth. They are created by hurry, worry, artificial lives, living against nature. Our ancestors lived for 100 years. Just now Professor Srile was mentioning, our saints and rishis lived 100 years. How did they live? There was no modern medicine those days. They ate naturally and lived naturally. Whatever allopathic medicine has done so far is only palliative, be it medicines, angioplasty, or CABG. Underlying cause is stress and strain, wandering mind, negative thoughts, outpouring of bad hormones like catecholamines, and suppression of immunity, predisposing to cancer and infections. There is a time has come for all of us. I am trying to share with you a new philosophy, trying to market this particular philosophy, that the time has come for all of us to shed our prejudice and misconceptions about soul and mind. Let us be aware of soul, consciousness, and its natural healing forces. Let us remind ourselves that we are healers and not plumbers, cleaning the clogged arteries, either dotablators or our drug-eluting stunts and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, I must share with you, drugs are not panacea for all diseases. There is a role for you as a good human being. Doctor is touch and talk are medicines. Let us change our mindset. Let us not become slaves for drugs and investigations. Pay attention to human qualities like wisdom, compassion, respect, understanding, love, which qualities are beyond the domain of instruments, computers, and CTs and MRIs. Let us all develop a spiritual insight, sustained love and compassion for the patient. Our system of medical education in all colleges in the country has done nothing to train the medical students in adopting spiritual outlook. You'll all be surprised to know, from year 2004, out of 125 medical schools in America, 85 medical schools have adopted religion and spirituality as a curriculum to teach them. They regularly conduct courses and CME programs to doctors, students, and general public and share them of this information. And they are now introducing in all the medical schools all over the country, both in US, UK, as well as Australia. I thought I should share with all of you this particular program. Since it's a CME program, I must share with all of you, a time has come for us to rethink a new concept, a new philosophy of our medical practice. Allopathy is modern science. Science demands explanation, documentation, research, publications, and so on and so forth. 20 years back, all of us thought spirituality and soul and mind body medicine is a armchair philosophy. Where is that? It's all in the air. Where is philosophy? Where is soul? Where is God? And so on and so forth. Fortunately for us, for the last 20 years, 4,067 articles have come on spirituality and medicine all over the world, mostly from Europe, the USA and UK. And most important development that happened in India is one doctor by name Satish Gupta, Chief Medical Officer of Mount Abu Hospital in Rajasthan, Brahma Kumaris, did a research study for the last 10 years and has published article in Indian Journal of Cardiology in November 2011. He has explained in detail and proved beyond doubt that there is a role for spirituality in medicine, in prevention of the ischemic heart disease. He enunciates and demands there are three dimensions of health: physical dimension, mental dimension, and spiritual dimension. On these dimensions, there are a large number of articles already told you have come in various countries. Unfortunately, allopathy, based on a philosophy of reductionist model, only addresses one dimension, that is physical body, that is diet, exercise, sleep, and drugs. What drugs? Is a polypill for ischemic heart disease. These measures, if these measures were to be ideal for prevention of heart disease, you would have brought down the incidence, but it's not happening. For the last 20 years, there is high incidence of all these diseases. Human being is not one-dimensional. Therefore, a new concept of disease or health, you have to be understood, that is the role of health, soul, mind, and body medicine. It's called three-dimensional healthcare. As for this model, health is a dynamic process of harmony in flow of physical energy, mental energy, and spiritual energy. What is spiritual energy? Knowledge of truth, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. What power? Power of discretion, power to judge, power to withdraw, power to pack up, power to tolerate, power to face, power to accommodate and cooperate. These qualities we can acquire by practicing meditation and spirituality. What is mental energy? Positive thoughts, emotions, attitudes, and memories. What is physical energy? Healthy diet, exercise, sleep, and medications. When all these activities are in rhythm with one's biological clock, they reduce energy expense and stress and prove beneficial for health of intellect and soul, mind and physical body. All these principles had to be followed daily as a part and parcel of daily living. It is not just once in a while. I'm just sharing with you the philosophy of prevention of disease and promotion of positive promote to health. Volumes were written by Charaka and Sushruta 1000 years BC. Positive promote to health was coined as Rasayana 1000 BC by Charaka. They lived like that. They shared information, they lived like that. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular forum I want to convince to all of you that modern medicine has limitations. It's wonderful for acute emergencies. It's wonderful for infections, especially bacterial infection. But chronic diseases, where there is no cure for diseases, there is a need for all of us to think alternative medicine. Alternative medicine is religion, spirituality, naturopathy, yoga, meditation, and so on and so forth. Let us not be blind to what is happening around us. Let us not wait till America comes and tells you, give a curriculum to you, this is the curriculum for spirituality. Let us explore the ancient wisdom India had. India is a capital, spiritual capital of the world. So we can devise our own curriculum of spirituality and start teaching them from the school onwards, from the college onwards. I thank you for the opportunity given to me. I thank all of you for patient hearing. I request all of you to think seriously on this new concept. Can you prevent disease by this? Otherwise, there is no hope. There is no hope. I was talking to Dr. Khalil in the afternoon. There are 6 crore ischemic heart disease, 12 crore diabetic people. Can you open so many cardiac centers to do CABG and angioplasties? And is it a curative disease? Regional artery which is bypass gets regional if we don't follow the principles of good lifestyle. Thank you for patient hearing.
थँक्यू व्हेरी मच सर. आपल्याला आजचा हार्टचा विषय होता. नेहमीच्या विषयापेक्षा वेगळाच विषय आज सरांनी घेतलेला आहे. सरांनी मेडिकल कॉलेज नागपूरवरनं त्यांचं MBBS केल्यानंतर कर्नाटका मेडिकल कॉलेजला डायरेक्टर मेडिकल सायन्सचे आहेत. PG गाईडसुद्धा आहेत 20 ते 30 वर्षापासून. आजचा विषय हा आपल्या नेहमीच्यापेक्षा वेगळाच असल्यामुळं आपल्याला काहीतरी शिकायला मिळालं. यावर आपल्याला काही प्रश्न विचारायचे असतील तर त्यांनी विचारावेत.
Are they asking any questions or no? Over, no?
Yes. As there are no questions, I will request to the Master of Ceremony.
I request Dr. Chodia sir and Dr. Badodekar sir to felicitate Dr. Rajshekhar.